moments ago, I stumbled upon a video clip on the internet that will forever change your relationship with energy. Yes, you are not hallucinating if you have judged that very thumbnail and say, no, it's impossible. This truck runs literally on no gasoline, no diesel. It doesn't have any place to get it plugged, but straight on firewood. Yes, you heard me correctly. Right now, this video is blowing up across the internet space and spreading like a wildfire. Why? Because it looks too good to be true. It completely defies the modern day reality of what energy should look like that powers, that propels automobility. No conventional fuel, no charging, no dependency, no chokehold. And here is why it gets interesting. This truck was actually driven and shown to work with a very simple demonstration without a single drop of gasoline, no diesel, no external plug-in or charging port. Think about that for a second, because this is just modern revolution on wheels. That's like saying, let me see you survive the apocalypse without me. And even worse, we are looking at a future where forest becomes the new gas station and silently creeping, and that's like a deforestation on wheel, right? Hold your horses, because just in a few moments, I'm going to show you the video clip of that very truck where it's demonstrated, the truck in action. And before that, there is something about this very truck that is very deeply concerning, something darker that I'm going to explain after I show you the video. So guys, are you ready? This is the moment of the truth. So kindly watch this very video right now, and I'm going to be right back afterwards to start dropping the bombshells that I discovered.
Hello, in this video we will be checking out my dad's wood gas car. This V8 Chevy doesn't need a gas station, it needs only wood as a fuel. In the gasifier behind the cabin, the wood is transformed into a flammable gas made of carbon monoxide and hydrogen. The gas is then cooled, filtered and fed to the engine through a mixer that mixes the right amount of air and wood gas for a perfect combustion. The car has already been driven more than 100,000 kilometers without a drop of gasoline. We are taking the car to a 1-mile speed event this summer, and that is planned to be its own video. But for now, let me show you the car and let's go for a ride. The car is a 1983 Chevrolet Fleetside. Before the ride, I'm going to show you how to start the car. The gasifier needs to be filled and ignited. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes in real time. The gasifier is on the right and the filter is on the left. In the middle there is a torch. Before filling up the gasifier, the cavity in the wood chip tank left from previous use is collapsed. This makes sure that the fire has fuel available right away. When starting off, the gasifier is filled with wood chips. The car is very environmentally friendly, and the carbon footprint caused by the entire life cycle of the fuel is very small. Newspaper is used as a fire starter. When the paper is lit, an electric fan is used to suck the flame into the gasifier, catching the charcoal and wood on fire inside. The electric blower is getting the fire going as the turned off engine can't pull the gas in yet. After a little while on the blower, the gas is checked if it's good quality and flammable. The interior of the car looks pretty standard. A few additional gauges and a few buttons have been added to the cockpit. The engine is a 1972 350 cubic inch truck motor with a compression ratio of 11:1. The camshaft has been changed to be more suitable for the wood gas use, and the intake manifold is a 1986 Corvette TPI intake manifold. There is a cooler in the front where the wood gas is cooled for the better filling of the cylinders. The wood gas is lit on fire on the torch tube. This is where the quality of the gas is observed before directing the gas to an engine, and when the engine is running, it will pull the gas in itself. When the system has filled with wood gas, the engine can be started, which usually starts easily. There is no starting gasoline in the car, only wood gas. Adding wood every 70 kilometers or 43 miles is needed. The job is easy to do. You stop the car on the side of the road, add wood chips, close the lid and go. Making the wood chips is hard work, and it's good to have machines for that.
Welcome back. That's fascinating, isn't it? Beautiful, almost unbelievable. No one would ever believe, not even Carl Benz. Now imagine for a second that this scale through, that this is actually as real as it looks. Then the next global war that is rolling up its sleeve and getting F-33 ready will not be about oil. It's not going to be about lithium. It's not going to be about rare earth minerals, cobalt, and it's going to be might be about trees. Forest, we have nowhere to hide from human apocalypse or consumption or destruction, if you put it, be my guest. Africa might experience temporary relief, but sooner or after, new policies could emerge restricting complete access from trees. And little by little, the last remaining oxygen source in the planet could disappear, poof, and vanish forever. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? That is, if truly for once that trees truly remain the backbone of the very oxygen that we breathe. But if it is not, then it's going to expose the reality. But here is another angle of view, another trajectory, because this will release the chokehold on the gasoline that is used by the government as their weapon of choice to control and manipulate. And that their strong grip is going to start getting loose. And that, my friend, changes everything. Now, here comes the most shocking part of my discovery and adventure upon stumbling on that very video. When I stepped into the comment section felt like a heaven on earth. I've never seen anything like it. No chaos, no insult, no aggression, no aggressive reaction, no destructive skepticism, just pure undiluted harmony. And I was blown away. And then I started to pay attention closer to the host, his skin color, his language, and suddenly things become even much more interesting and strange at the same time. From his accent, he sounds more like a Russian. And someone said, when Russians even greet you, it sounds so fearsome. And from that observation, opens much bigger question, raises more questions than answers. And it goes, why is there no skepticism inside the comment section? Why is no one demanding for proof? Why is no one tearing this apart? It all points to just one uncomfortable truth. Dumb, unprecedented double standard we have never witnessed. No peer review, no aggressive doubt, no dismissal, no silencing, no attempt to bury. But let's just flip the script the other way and let the innovator be black or from Africa, and suddenly everything changes. The reaction becomes very hostile. The comment section will become like a war zone with destructive skepticism. And the invention will be struggling to survive because it's going to be buried alive. And next, what follows is going to be silent suppression. blacklisted. Maybe because it's from black, so blacklisting has to go with it, see how they rhyme together. And you don't have to take my word for it. All you need to do is to take a look at the first 5 comments, which actually came across right there on the screen. And so, let me say this out loud and clearly, unapologetically. We will all remain in these chains of matrix as politician slave. Because the last time I checked, 98% of you who are watching this very video right now are not part of their plans. And if your name is not included in that doomsday bunker they are building in different parts of the Western world, you don't need to believe me, but you are part of the sacrificial lamb. If we don't confront this very pattern you guys are putting up right here, because the previous time I checked, 11 February 2025, African innovator had a near impossible feat of breakthrough ever recorded in human history. And what happened was being roasted, dismissed, labeled thief, scammer, and his innovation hoax, followed by collective media blackout I've never seen before, followed by collective mute button on YouTube Caucasian communities. That suppression in place of celebration, silence instead of aberration, that bold handwriting was so clear that even the blind can see that hatred was raw, unfiltered, and the impact was more ballistic and destructive than any nuclear weapon ever built in the history of humanity. And we are watching. And that is not humanity, in my own opinion, but a double standard on steroids. Indeed, snake will never give birth to sheep. Every of its offspring must have a long tail, if you know what that proverb means. And to you African, my brothers, who join hands into bury your own, I want you to understand this clearly. After they are done with your own brother, the silence, you're going to be the next on their list of death row. And your only safety net is your own brother, your own race, not strangers. So, let us sink in. Whether we decide to confront the truth as it is and dismiss our individual differences and figure a shit way out on how to get out of this very mess together, we're going to sink inside it together. No one is going to step out of here alive. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the comment section.